That breaking news is out of King City, where a shooting at a birthday party has left at least 4 people dead and several others injured. It happened around 6 tonight on North 1st Street between Ellis and Lynn Streets. Sources tell us that at least 3 people got out of the car and started shooting. 7 people were shot, 3 people died at the scene. Another was taken to Mee Memorial, where they later died. The other 3 were taken to Natividad. Officials say at least one of the victims is in critical condition. Authorities say the gunmen were wearing dark clothing and masks and were riding in a silver Kia. If you have any information at all, you're asked to contact police.
King City Police joins a growing list of cities across America rocked by a mass shooting and murder. Right now, law enforcement across the region looking for 3 gunmen responsible for opening fire at a birthday party in King City. And here's the latest from King City Police right now. Shots rang out about 6 Sunday evening at a home on North 2nd Street between Lynn and Ellis in King City. This is the drone footage you're looking at here on the left portion of your screen. The incident in the center of that screen there, the house with a tent out front. Investigation revealed the shooters pulled up to the birthday party, opened fire, then got back in their vehicle and drove away. They have yet to be caught this morning. Police say in total 7 people were shot. 3 men died there at the scene. A 4th person, a woman, rushed to by another person to Mee Memorial Hospital in King City, where she later died. 3 people survived the shooting this morning. They are recovering in the trauma center at Natividad Medical Center in Salinas. Now let's dive into the investigation. King City Police Chief James Hunt says further investigation reveals the incident happened as several people were enjoying that birthday party in the front yard. They were hanging out in a temporary marquee tent placed on the front lawn. That's when those shooters pulled up in a silver Kia. 3 gunmen with masks on shot multiple rounds at partygoers. Then they got back into their Kia and took off. Right now, they are still wanted.
That's how authorities are describing an operation used to take 8 alleged gang members into custody.
Yeah, police believe the group is responsible for a homicide in San Jose. KTV's Ann Rubin live now in San Jose. And Ann, authorities had to track these suspects around the state to make arrests.
Yeah, authorities say it was technology like video surveillance and license plate readers that helped crack the case, but it was collaboration that helped them make these arrests. His name was Wilson Martinez Vasquez, and in January, his life was cut short. He was shot on the 3100 block of Loma Verde in San Jose, leaving behind an 11-year-old son and a family that desperately wants answers.
No sé qué pasó. ¿Qué le hicieron?
They say they can't understand why he was targeted, but today they're feeling relief. Arrests have been made. At a news conference, San Jose police made the announcement. 8 men have been charged with murder, all suspected gang members. Police believe they traveled nearly 100 miles, targeting a rival gang's territory and selecting a victim at random.
They never thought they would answer for their carefully planned game of assassination roulette. Just before dawn this Wednesday, they learned how wrong they were.
On that day, they launched a massive coordinated operation from Monterey County to Sacramento. It involved at least 7 SWAT teams and served search warrants on 14 homes and 20 vehicles, where they found multiple weapons and the suspects.
We believe it's all connected across the state.
In fact, authorities say members of this same gang had been on a brutal and far-reaching crime spree,
including a quadruple murder last March, where they shot a total of 11 people, and a double homicide the previous month. Members from this gang are also responsible for the shooting of a 6-year-old child at a baptism.
This is yet another reminder that crime knows no borders.
And authorities hope these arrests send a message that gang crime like this won't be tolerated in San Jose.
To the people of San Jose, I want you to know, we have stopped their reign of terror. They will not be returning to San Jose.
Now, the suspects were supposed to be in court today, but their arraignment has now been continued to Tuesday. Live in San Jose, Ann Rubin, KTVU Fox 2.
Able to announce the arrest of these 3 individuals for these evil and senseless acts.
Tonight, multiple suspects arrested in connection to the deadly shootings in South Monterey County. The shootings in early March and February claiming the lives of 6 people and leaving 11 people injured. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for KION News at 5. The suspects in the attack on multiple victims in King City and near Soledad are identified tonight. 18-year-old Jonathan Leal Cervantes, 22-year-old Pedro Manuel Nava, and a juvenile identified by court documents as Angel E are each suspects in this case. According to investigators, the DA says Nava is believed to have directed other suspects on who to shoot. The two adults were in court earlier today, and they pleaded not guilty. They are facing multiple charges, including murder and gang charges. The juvenile was arraigned today in the morning. He pleaded not guilty, and the DA says they are filing to have the suspect tried as an adult. KION's Natalie Gutierrez has more.
Tonight, the families of the victims of the double homicide in Soledad and the King City mass shooting now getting answers. The Monterey County Sheriff's Office announced Friday morning 3 arrests have been made related to the 2 violent incidents, including a strong armed robbery in Salinas.
These events, I should say, didn't impact just one city. They impacted the entire county of Monterey.
Multiple law enforcement agencies served more than 80 warrants to narrow down the names of the suspects. Investigators say the motive of the 2 fatal shootings is still unknown. Court documents show stolen vehicles out of the Monterey Peninsula and a robbery of a Big 5 in Salinas led up to the shootings. The documents say Cervantes' DNA was at the scene of the Big 5 robbery, and some ammunition was stolen from the store. That was on February 3rd, just one day before 2 Soledad cousins were shot and killed. A month later, court documents say Cervantes, Angel E, and another gunman entered a stolen Kia and started shooting at a birthday party in King City. 4 people died and 11 were hurt. With the arrest, Sheriff Tina Nieto says she now hopes the families can now heal.
Every person standing shoulder to shoulder with me and behind me believe in justice. And to the men and women, the investigators that did the hard work, we put an incredible amount of pressure on them to bring some answers to the community and maybe help with the healing process of our communities.
In a statement following the arrest of the 3 suspects, the mom of Alicia Ramirez, one of the victims in the King City mass shooting, says she is still grieving over the loss of her daughter and says, in part, quote, "Hopefully they spend the rest of their lives in prison. I'm thankful to everyone who has been helping out in the investigation. Even though they'll be in jail, I will never get to see my daughter again."
Now, the adult suspects are due back in court later this month. The teen suspect has a court date in June. Now, according to the DA's office, the 3rd gunman indicated in court documents was not arraigned with the other suspects today. They would not comment on if that suspect is in custody. We did also reach out to the district attorney's office, again asking about that 3rd unnamed shooter, why they weren't named, and why they aren't facing charges at this time. This is what a spokesperson told us today.
The reason that the 3rd gunman hasn't been filed on is, at this moment, we don't have proof beyond a reasonable doubt to prove that case. But this investigation's ongoing, and although a lot of leaders are out talking today about the case, as they should, the investigators are working it today, right now. And we're gonna bring this guy to justice.
And tonight, we are remembering the victims of both of those deadly shootings. Mario Guzman, Olivo Pina, Francisco Aldape, and Alicia Aparicio lost their lives during a birthday party in King City 2 months ago. The gunman firing dozens of rounds in just under 30 seconds.
What's good, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all having a good day. Okay, so I got a really crazy story for you guys today. We're not going to be going into a prison. We're going to be sticking, though, within California. We're going to be going to a place called Greenfield, California. It's in Monterey County. It lies within the Salinas Valley. We're going to be talking about a Norteno gang, or some Norteno gang members that absolutely wreaked havoc within about a 100-mile radius of their hometown, responsible for multiple shootings, multiple murders. They even injured a 6-year-old at that 6-year-old baptism as they were trying to shoot and kill some of those 6-year-old's family members. They were part of this King City mass shooting that happened a little over a year ago that claimed the lives of 4 people, wounded 7 others. They were all in a tent outside of a birthday party. These Northerners rolled up, blasted the place. 4 people died. They also killed 2 individuals in Soledad just a week or 2 before this King City shooting. So again, I don't want there to be any confusion. All of these individuals, that's why I put that first picture up in the intro where it was just kind of the background music. All of those individuals are all Nortenos. They're all tied together in this same story. Now, they're responsible for different crimes, but they're all tied together. Now, I feel like the news stories did a pretty good job of breaking these particular these stories down. But again, just so we're clear, all of these guys are Nortenos. They are all tied together. They're all working together amongst themselves to, hey, we're going to go target these individuals. We're going to go target these individuals. But we're going to jump into a few articles here. I feel like the news stories gave you guys a good idea, but I do myself want to talk about it. We're going to be talking a little bit about the 27-year-old that got killed. There were some differing opinions on that individual. We're going to talk about that briefly. We're going to be talking a little bit about, again, the 6-year-old who was at the baptism that got shot, thankfully did not die. And then we're going to be talking about the King City mass shooting and just kind of the fallout from this. And it really does go to show you, though, how when gang members can come together and when they can kind of run free and roam free and they really put their minds to being violent and not letting barriers or territory or anything stop them. These guys, instead, were traveling within like over 100 miles to get to people that they wanted to get to. It's just crazy. So this is an April 4th, 2025 article about the arrest of that group of 8 members. Then we're going to be talking about the other 3 that committed the mass shooting. 8 alleged gang members from a Norteno Subset are accused of killing a 27-year-old man in San Jose. According to police, the suspects had no ties to San Jose. Remember, they're from Greenfield, and traveled nearly 100 miles with the intent to kill rival gang members. The victim did not know his alleged killers. Authorities announced an arrest of 8 alleged gang members in connection with the killing in San Jose, and it was San Jose's actually first homicide of 2025. The killing occurred on January 11th at around 10:11 p.m. in the 3100 block of Loma Verde Drive, marking the city's first homicide of the year. According to the San Jose Police Department, the suspects are not from San Jose and traveled nearly 100 miles from Monterey County. Police Chief Paul Joseph described the suspects as members of a ruthless gang who were motivated to find and kill rival gang members. They targeted a specific San Jose neighborhood with their evil intent. And it said the victim did not know his killers. However, the 27-year-old victim had no connection to the suspects. He was randomly targeted, Joseph said. The victim died from his injuries at a local hospital. Joseph compared the suspects' actions to a game of assassination roulette, saying they did not hesitate to take a life. The suspects are alleged members of a Norteno street gang subset that operates out of Soledad, King City, and Greenfield. They were identified, and these are the 8, okay, as Adrian Pineda Juarez, 20 of Greenfield, David Gomez Moreno, 19 of Soledad, Andre Novea, 18 of Greenfield, Damian Perea, 19 of Sacramento, Diego Narez, 19 of King City, Anthony Martinez, 19 of Soledad, Eduardo Camacho Hernandez, 20 of Greenfield, and Dario Botella, 19 of Alberta. Now, those were the 8 that got arrested. Now, I will just give you the names of the 3 that were also arrested for the King City mass shooting. They went by Pedro Nava, Jonathan Cervantes, and the juvenile was a guy by the name of who they refer to as Angel E. Joseph said the gang has unleashed a reign of terror on Monterey County, including a quadruple murder, and that was that King City mass shooting and the shooting of a 6-year-old at a baptism. All right? The chief and San Jose mayor Matt Mahan said the suspects thought they could do the same in their city. Quote, they learned they were wrong. Joseph said to the people of San Jose, we have stopped their reign of terror. The suspects were arrested Wednesday as part of a joint operation involving several agencies. They were all booked on homicide charges. All right. Now, fast forward a few days. This is another breakdown of this case. All right, and it just gives even more detail. A violent street gang based out of Greenfields that's accused of carrying out several deadly shootings in South Monterey County allegedly took their murderous shooting sprees on the road to San Jose, where police say more than 8 members of that gang carried out the city's first homicide of the year back in January. So see how it says more than 8? Because again, we're talking about 11 people total. It's probably more than that. That murder brought the wrath of San Jose police down on the gang, which sent more than 100 officers down to Greenfield last week to round up suspected gang members and accused killers. Quote, San Jose is a great place to visit, but if you come here, commit violence, and if you take a life, we will come visit you, said San Jose Police Chief Paul Joseph during a press conference Friday announcing the arrest of 8 men suspected of carrying out a San Jose murder. These individuals and others in their network carried out a reign of brutality across Monterey County. The culture of senseless recreational killing is not just disturbing, it's truly evil, the chief said. That reign of terror was also carried out mostly in King City, where a 6-year-old was shot and injured during a baptismal celebration. That was then followed by the mass shooting that left 4 dead and 7 injured last year at a birthday party. And then earlier this year, the shooting death of a teen riding his bike. Investigators say the same gang shot to death 2 cousins outside Soledad just weeks before carrying out that mass shooting in Kings City. The name of the gang needs no notoriety. We do know they're Nortenos. We do know they were rolling together on all of this, and they do know that it just became an absolute basically almost a free-for-all when you really do look at it. And the 27-year-old in this case, so I do put a name to this, even though I did put his picture up, is Alejandro Martinez Vasquez. They basically said he doesn't know his killers, which I do believe that. Now, I will say this, and it's enough because I just have to say it. I'm not saying I believe it. I'm not picking a side on it. I always do try to read the comments on these news videos to try to maybe get more information. When I did scroll through some of the comments, because these guys were obviously out looking for rivals, which would be Sureños, there were a lot of comments saying that he was, in fact, a Southsider, a Sureño. From the picture I see in the GoFundMe, it doesn't come across as a gang member, if I'm being completely honest, but that doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about, okay? I get it. But there were multiple comments saying 100% he was a gang member. Take from that what you will. Maybe leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. But I did think that was interesting. I do just want to, put that out there. So the article would further go on to talk about how the 8 men were arrested, nabbed during a citywide crackdown on the violent gang Wednesday in Greenfield. More than a dozen search warrants served on homes in the South County city, which yielded evidence indicating the gang's planning, movements, and intent, according to police. Since the deadly shootings in South County this year and last year, 26 members total of the violent street gang are now behind bars. So the gang's been crippled. So again, guys, this is just it's 8 right there. The other 3, I just kind of had to condense the story down to kind of put be able to wrap it up in a bow and put a bow on it and deliver it to you guys. But the point is, this Norteño gang out of Greenfield, they were serious. It was absolutely no joke. And when they get together, and again, this shows the power. And people kind of laugh and say, these guys ain't nothing. These guys are just a bunch of dope fiends. Sometimes that's true, but not all the time. And again, just because they're not in your community or in your city, it doesn't mean stuff like this does not happen. It happens a lot. And when you read things like traveling over 100 miles to get to particular individuals, man, it just makes you really realize that, yes, in certain areas, I'm wording it wrong, and I'm sorry if I'm coming off half tired. It doesn't make you realize anything, but it just goes to show you that when organized and when there's we are going to get this done, they can absolutely wreak hell wherever they want to wreak havoc at and make life absolutely miserable for those involved. And yes, individuals are at risk on the streets, even if you're innocent, even if you're completely not involved. And if you are involved, guys, we're going to wrap it up with this. Get out. If you are struggling with drugs, if you're struggling with mental health, if you're struggling with anything, go get the help. I'm going to wrap it up with this right now. Drugs are always involved in 99% of the stories I'm covering. Go get the help. Go help get the sobriety. Go get the sobriety. Reach out. It's absolutely worth it. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. If your life's shit right now, I'm telling you, getting sober will make it better. It may not seem like it. It may not feel like it. I went through it. I was in and out of institutions for all of my 20s. In my late teens and into all my 20s, but mainly all of my 20s, I was in and out of institutions, and it was absolutely a miserable existence. So again, go get the help. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and until next time, peace.